Well, that's exactly, you're very right on that one. President Trump realizes that Turkey's economy is currently vulnerable, and he basically upped his game by sending a Twitter message, basically, and then the market starts tumbling, and then the Turkish lira hit very low today. This is basically Trump's diplomacy, way of he engages diplomacy, Twitter diplomacy. It's nothing unusual, nothing new. We've seen this in North Korea. We've seen this in NATO. He likes to create crises, and then he claims that he can resolve them, and then it comes out as on top of it, basically. So yes, at the time, it's definitely impacting the Turkish economy, but at the same time, I think we should be careful in terms of reading too much into it, because we've seen in the past how these things have been resolved, again, with the case of North Korea in the NATO summit that he attended.
We just noted that while President Erdogan was talking today, or while he's been out of Ankara, he had a phone conversation with President Putin. Now, Turkey and and Russia seem to be two countries at odds with America right now. Could that phone call be significant, do you think?
Absolutely. I think, and part of the, and I've been following some of the other experts in town, especially American experts, as to what they're saying, how they're evaluating the situation. They're just as concerned, because this is certainly cornering Turkey. And right now, as you indicated, Russia is on Turkey's side, and Russia is, U.S. is discussing further sanctions for Russia. Iran, same thing. So you're looking at Russia, Iran, and Turkey being sanctioned right around the same time, economic and diplomatic sanctions. And this is basically cornering those three countries and giving them another reason to unite and basically basically not to work with the United States anymore. So going forward with this, I think this is definitely a concern for the United States. The Syria issue hasn't been resolved. There are other issues in the Middle East and other parts of the world. If the United States wants to continue to work with Turkey, this is definitely the not right approach at this point.
And there is wider fallout from all this, isn't there? I mean, the European banking establishment is quite concerned about the levels of Turkish debt, and particularly the exposure of some European banks to that debt in Turkey. This won't go away soon, will it, as a financial issue?
Well, you're right on that one. I'm not an economist, but based on what I've been reading, Turkey's economic issues were based on the different economists who were analyzing Turkey's economy. They were out there. They were indicating that there are various concerns about Turkey's economy. This was going to hit sooner or later, and now I think this is the basic indication. Will this go away anytime soon if Turkey were to release Andrew Brunson or U.S.-Turkey relations go back to the normal? I think Turkey still has to do a lot of work in terms of regaining the confidence that it had several years ago in terms of the strength of the dollar, strength of the Turkish lira, Turkish economy. That's a lot of work for the Turkish economy. Today, Minister Albayrak talked about the new Turkish economy, laid out a plan. I think that's also interesting. The timing is interesting. And one time we're having Twitter messages from President Trump threatening putting sanctions on Turkey. At the same time, we're having the Minister Albayrak in Turkey talking about Turkey's new economy plan. So those are all important developments. And I think regardless of what happens with with President Trump's decision, Turkey definitely has to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate its strategy in terms of the next 5 years as to how they're going to handle the economy. Otherwise, there are a lot of red flags.